5 p.m. on May 17, 1974. The LAPD objective is the surrender of the SLA. Donald DeFreeze and his 5 companions are holed up inside a house just south of downtown LA. 300 police are on the scene and have secured a 3-block area, sealing off all traffic. SWAT teams take up strategic positions near the SLA stronghold.
There was this enormous concentration of law enforcement on that neighborhood around 54th and South Central.
The validity of having superiority in numbers is that you can eliminate violence if you can impress your opponent that there's no point in resisting.
Come out with your hands up!
The police say that they demanded surrender 18 times.
Come out with your hands up! Comply immediately and you will not be harmed.
They refused to surrender. They refused to submit to arrest. With that, the order was given to fire tear gas.
Gas was fired from the front, and when the gas was fired, that's when the full automatic machine gun fire started.
Thousands of rounds were fired by the police at the house, from those inside the house at the police.
It scared people. It scared me. It'd be less than honest if I said it didn't.
This was combat. Any way you look at it, it was combat. They were firing weapons at us that law enforcement had never experienced before.
We were covering it live.
I'm sure you can hear the sound of the rifle fire and automatic weapons fire behind us. It is absolutely a state of siege here right now.
As the shooting starts, Bill Diaz and Bob Simmons of KNXT TV report live from the scene using an experimental mini-cam that allows viewers around the world to see the gunfight as it happens.
This particular broadcast was the first time that electronic news gathering technology, this mini-cam, had been used to capture a live breaking news story as it was occurring.
That's bad. That's bad. That was we just got missed by a bullet. Oh, I don't. That's supposed to have squatted down across the street using.
We're reporting on the air live, bringing the dramatic siege of the SLA.
Okay, rolling, Craig.
The question was, is Patty Hearst in the house as the gunfire started? And that was the question. You knew she was there. Where else could she be?
If Patricia Hearst is in there, she doesn't have a chance. Not one chance at all.
But what the SWAT teams don't realize is that Patty Hearst, along with Bill and Emily Harris, are long gone. They've been on the road for 24 hours, hijacking 4 different vehicles to get away. By the time the shooting begins, they're in a motel near Disneyland, 25 miles away from the action. Like so many others, they watch the unfolding drama live on television.
Now, if you look close, you'll see fire going both in and out. See that rag bobbing up and down in the gunfire? Okay, there's an enormous amount of fire being concentrated on that yellow house. See the rags waving?
I ran out of ammunition probably in the first 5 to 10 minutes. I had no more ammunition.
We need all the ammo that we've got in the state. Taking automatic fire front and back from this location. They're much better armed than we are.
The police in this situation felt like they were outgunned. The first police to arrive at the scene had semi-automatic weapons which could fire not bursts, but fire shots in rapid succession. The weapons inside the house had been modified to fully automatic so that they could fire in bursts. And bursts are far more terrifying if you're on the receiving end than single shots.
The police fire semi-automatic AR-15s and AR-180s. The SLA's machine guns are M1 carbines. With their modifications, they fire 1,100 rounds per minute.
the SLA, of course, could produce with one M1 carbine far more rounds than anything that Los Angeles Police Department had.
In addition to the full automatic weapons inside, they also had a commercial BAR that fired 30-06 armor-piercing rounds.
And it's a very deep boom, 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 boom. It really got your attention.
With so many rounds being fired, the danger of the gunfight escalates.
Police were diligently trying to evacuate homes near where we were. There was this image that LAPD didn't care about the neighbors, but I don't believe that they really anticipated the shootout was going to be as big as it was.
I was concerned for the citizens in the community. The gunfire that was coming out was not being directed solely at law enforcement officers. It was just being fired indiscriminately out the windows. And I wanted to stop the gunfire. I couldn't stop it with what I had.
According to the LAPD report, at 18:01 hours, the SWAT officer in charge makes a request to use hand grenades.
The fragmentation grenades, do you copy?
I made that request and it was approved. About 30 seconds later, it was denied. Why it was denied, I believe, is because somebody from upper management decided that hand grenades were not a law enforcement issued equipment and we're not going to use it.
Instead, police continue to pour on tear gas.
They were trying not to kill them. They were trying to capture them. They were trying to drive them out with tear gas. They were trying to get them out in the open where they could get a handle on them, but they weren't necessarily trying to slaughter them.
We used every bit of tear gas that we had in our arsenal in LAPD that day. Tear gas was not working. Why didn't it work? I believe it's because the intent of the people inside were to die and not to live. They did not want to surrender. They were going to fight to the end. That's what I believe.
Suppose it was 6:30 or 6:45. The house caught fire. It was a horrific scene.
It is just unbelievable that there could be anybody in there shooting back.
I thought the house is on fire. Why aren't they all dead or coming out? Just about the time we thought maybe this was over, it wasn't.
The SLA proves to be a tougher opponent than anyone has imagined. Now, police wonder if they have found some way to escape.